Hi guys, thank you for joining me here at Leaping Lotus Tarot. I'm going to get started with a Magic the Gathering Oracle today. Hit like and subscribe if you like this message. It helps grow this tiny little channel. I've been doing this for a couple years now, and these are messages that people need to hear, so I appreciate if you spread the word by dropping in the comments. Alright, let's see what we've got here. We've got Breaking Free. Ooh. I might have to read out of the Oracle deck what that might possibly mean. We have the Warrior, Manipulation. It says Demon at the bottom as well. And Delacos Folly, Hubris. Okay, this is a lot of kind of heavy energy. So let me pull, let's see if I can find some of these in my little Oracle book here. Okay, Breaking Free. It's the very last one. Breaking free of conditioning takes the courage to go it alone. You must take on the responsibility of being the creator of your reality. If your heart is telling you to leave the safety of the herd, follow it. Let's see what other ones we have. All right, the Warrior. There are times when we must bring forth the warrior, whether it is to discipline ourselves to accomplish a task or to stand up for what we feel is right. Let go of any excuses and find the warrior within. So you might kind of be battling your own inner self at this time. Manipulation. Thoughts that cause you pain are like the whispers of demons. Desire, wrath, fear, and envy. Don't let them manipulate you. Use your thoughts. Don't let your thoughts use you. Hubris. We are often shown society's version of the most exceptional lives in human existence from around the globe. I mean, if you think about that, that's very much like social media. This can stir up the demon of comparison that can give us a deep feeling of inadequacy and then kindles an imbalanced desire for things and experiences to make us feel more significant, more lovable, or more worthy. How can we drop comparison and be okay with ourselves and enjoy an ordinary day? These are some very deep, profound messages to consider as we dive into this tarot here. And I'm doing the Cat Full of Spiders deck by Christina Ricci. It is in the description box in my, it's on my website. I've got like all of my Oracle decks and tarot decks that I own. The Fool, the Hermit, Three of Wands in reverse, Seven of Swords in reverse. So we also have to address the fact we have the Fool here, which is Piscean energy, and the Hermit going within, Virgo energy. So we've got emotion, we've got earth sign going on, so emotion with the water, with the Pisces, and the Three of Wands. So there's some sort of decision that somebody feels like they need to make where they dive into a new journey, and they don't want to be lying to themselves anymore. They want to continue to be truthful with themselves in this process. Four of Swords in reverse. Definitely with the Hermit card and the Four of Swords in reverse, there's a big call from the universe here asking you to go within, meditate, ask yourself the deep, uncomfortable questions. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Even if it brings you discomfort, even if you don't want to like hear the truth of the situation, you have to be completely truthful with yourself. And that's what that Seven of Swords in reverse is really trying to draw attention to here. King of Pentacles. Interesting imagery with like the blindfold going on. So let me see what the King of Pentacles represents in this reading for you. Talk about the King of Pentacles. We have the 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the number 8 of Cups. Okay, a sleeping tiger. That's interesting. Moving away from something into something else. King of Cups, Five of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, the Chariot. and justice. Okay, so this decision that you're having to make very much could have to do with a partnership. It could have to do with a relationship, choosing which masculine is better suited for you. It's seeming like since you might have came through as the Queen of Pentacles, that the King of Pentacles might be the one you're viewing to ride in the chariot with. King of Wands in reverse. Nine of Swords, but it's in reverse. The Sun, Temperance in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse. Interesting. There's something about a fire sign here. It could be a Sagittarius because of the Temperance. With the King of Wands, we've got that. The Sun, though. All this like fire and masculine energy, though. You know, there really just could be so many potentials right now. And if it's not masculine energy is in the form of people, this is just like... It's giving me almost like Seven of Cups. Like you can choose a myriad of different things. And I think they'd all work out well for you because they're all sort of like, you know, catering to a different aspect of your talents and skill sets. So like when we had the Cups come out and the Wands and the Pentacles, there's different aspects of this. I'm going to clear that with my little my little heart quartz crystal here. What else do we need to know? What else does the reader need to hear about this? Queen of Swords. What do we need to know about the Queen of Swords? Seven of Swords. This is in the upright now. It was in the reverse. And now the Three of Wands. This was in the reverse before. So this is specifically saying that like a dynamic has changed now with this Queen of Swords. Three of Pentacles. And Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, before I move on too much further, I need to ask what this Wheel of Fortune in reverse represents. It has to probably do something with that Seven of Swords. Ace of Wands in reverse. You really were going down one certain path, and you've turned it on its head at this point. You've chosen something different. Yeah, you've absolutely chosen something different here. So... Can I like get some more specifics on what you've decided? Like what you're jumping into here? The Hierophant, interesting, but Justice in reverse. You might have traditionally been thinking about like the marriage route or some sort of tradition with things like religion, some sort of belief system. But it's in reverse. We have the Hierophant, we have the Chariot now in reverse. You're going back and forth on a decision, or like you already reversed the decision to go a different route. It's like the opposite outcome. You very much like had to make a choice about like where this, and it was going to end up in a very different direction based on where you chose. And so either you're back and forth on the decision and you haven't chosen, or you have chosen and it's like the complete opposite sort of thing. These three cards flipped out in the deck as I was shuffling, and they are the Four of Wands, but it's in reverse. It's like a balance and harmony thing. Eight of Pentacles, lots of eights in this. So lots of like building and growing and like movement. The Empress, beautiful feminine energy. Ace of Swords in reverse. A lot of like major decisions about like your inner truth, what you really need and want to become is basically what this is saying. You're having a lot of kind of pivotal moments. And what's cool is that you seem very aware of them. Like you seem very aware of like what's happening. Three of Wands, the Tower. You know a lot has to come crumbling down. You know a lot has to change. You know, decisions have to be made. People are going to be, I don't want to say compromised, but they're going to be, you know, influenced by the decisions you make. Multiple people. So I don't want to say it's very important that you make the right decision, but it's very important to be discerning and to be as aware as you have been about the effect that this is going to have on other people. Is there any advice from the universe, from the tarot? And then maybe we'll get one final Magic the Gathering message. See if we can tie everything together here. Again, I hope you enjoyed this message. Hit like and subscribe. Drop in the comments. I really appreciate it, you guys. Check out my bookshelf. Let's get this channel monetized, right? Let's get the word out to people who need to hear it. The message of love. Page of Pentacles. Very much a newness and a beginning with something. I mean, that came out from the beginning with the Fool. So this is like, I don't want to say naive. You know, you hear the page and the tarot readers always say, oh, it's like a naivety or a childish energy. But to me, it just could be kind of like the beginning stages of something, as alluded to by the Fool. which would make sense after the Tower, right? That you're starting into something new. A lot of like earth energy kind of going on in this reading. Queen of Swords flew out onto the ground again. Who has represented the Queen of Swords here? The Fool just tried to come out again. Here is that. Here was that Queen of Swords energy. And Wheel of Fortune the upright now. Okay, so let's get a final clarification on what the Wheel of Fortune the upright means, because we did have that Sun come out earlier too. So like there is happiness on the horizon. I think regardless of what you choose, you'll head down the path that's meant for you. You're always right on time. 6 of Cups. I do think you're going to be healing some like past life connections. You're going to be healing soulmate connections. So if there's people in the past that you feel like you're going to have like a full circle moment with healing, that's very much possible to be an outcome here. Excuse me, I'm going to have a sip of my drink. As promised, I'm going to go ahead and take a final message from the Magic the Gathering. Manipulation came out again. Toxic thoughts. I mean, we did have that 9 of Swords come out. I think this is basically like, no matter what decision you do make, I guess another piece of advice is to like, keep it positive in your mental space. Don't let the weight of decision making weigh heavy on your mind. Let it weigh on you in an excited way. The potential to learn something new, the potential to meet new people, to be grateful for your circumstances, to feel love in your heart is always the goal, right? Is always the mission, right? So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you here again at Leaping Lotus Tarot. Hi guys, thank you for joining me here at Leaping Lotus Tarot. I'm going to get started with